Hello, dear, and welcome to another episode of Life Unscripted with Mrs. Chamaka Linda Veshima. And of course, you know that our intention in Life Unscripted is to actually teach you how you can become a student for life beyond academic session in order to attain optimum success. In the last series, we talked about why you never chose the course you never wanted, right? And today we are going to focus on three things that you are going to do when you realize you chose the course you never wanted. And if it is your first time on my channel, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell to get a notification when the next content drops. And if it's your first time on Facebook, go ahead and click on that follow button because that is one of the best decisions you're going to make in your life this year and beyond. And of course, I'm going to share with you why in this series. Now, you shouldn't be the only one here because a lot of people are in this table, and I'm coming from a point of practical experience. I've been in that space where I wanted to do music, but I ended up doing agricultural science and education. And so I know what it feels like to actually do a course that you never wanted. It looks like you actually wasted your time, you wasted your life, because when you waste time, you waste life. Because the unit of life is time. So if you know that person who is feeling like, am I really sure that this is the course I wanted? And I've really realized that this course is not for me, right? And it's making me to have unnecessary carryover and feeling like I'm a dumb or something. Tag them to this series right now. This is the best gift you're gonna give to them. Tag them in the comment section, or you copy the link and share because the envy is less when everyone is succeeding. Thank you so much, Inyodu James, for joining. I really do appreciate you. I see all you are doing. And of course, going into the business of today now, what are the three things you are going to do when you realize this? Now, I'm going to say this in three categories of people that are facing this thing. There are people who are aspirants to university, there are people who are undergraduates, and there are graduates who are about to embrace life, but they are not getting what they want because they think that there is a problem with the course they chose while in school. And so, first thing you have to do, if you are now, I'm going to separate the first thing you have to do in three categories of these people. Now, if you are an aspiring university student, right? One thing you have to do, yours is the simplest. You've already identified this is not what you want. Regardless of what your parents is saying, this is your life. If you fail, your name will be written on the map of Africa that you failed, not your parents, not your sibling, not your spouse, whatever the case is. So if you're a university aspirant, you're still about to get into the university, whatever it is, and you chose the course and you realize at this point that this is not the course you wanted. Congratulations, you still realized on time. Kindly go back to that cyber cafe or where you made your registration to do a change of course. Then, if you have already gotten into the university and you found out that this is not, even if you are in 300 level, find your way into a course swap. If you have to defer an admission, do all you can because you are going to waste a lot of time. You see, time is very expensive and of the essence. So don't make it like, okay, we're already in 300 level. What are people going to say? To hell with what people are going to say because life is going to reward you. Only life is going to reward those who have come alive. And of course, you start living when you know the course of your life. All right. So when you know the course of your life, the essence of going to school to spend your time in that school with that particular course you know you wanted is to prepare you. It's for the essence of preparation, not to please anybody else. All right. So you need to be able to understand that no matter the level where you are, I know it is difficult, but it is not impossible. Ask question there, possess resilience, and let them know that you are not going to even if they have to extend 1 year extension for you to meet up. Please kindly do that. It is better than you finishing that course in the next 2 to 3 years and then starting all over again to start life afresh. It's a total waste of time. Do a course swap. Now, if you're a graduate already and you have found out this in this category, first thing you want to do is that congratulations that you have even realized whether you have served or not. All you have to do is that right now there are a lot of academies, professional academies. There are a lot of institutions that is outside of university that are preparing people even on a practical base more than it is about what they taught you in school, that are offering that particular course. Go ahead and subscribe to it. go ahead and subscribe and start learning. They can even give you that experience within the shortest period of time. It can be a year, it can be 2 years. Sometimes they call it diploma. Sometimes people use the academy to expand because of the lapses that are in school. Take advantage of that and get your life going, for crying out loud. It's not the time to start queuing for NYSC. It is time for you to queue into the course of your life. That NYSC can wait. Do you understand? If you decide that why you are doing that you can actually do NYSC, congratulations, go ahead with that. But you want to focus on the most important thing of your life more than anything else. All right. Amazing. That's the first thing you want to do. There are professional services, there are professional academies that offer that thing. You really do not have to go through all the stress anymore. I'm saying this based on experience. This is practically what I did. And when I begin to promote those things, the time is not right for me to share, right? So when the time is right, you're going to know the deep levels of this particular conversation. Now, what is the second thing? The second thing you have to do is understanding that while you are in school, there is what we call personal development. Self-development is actually underestimated. Everybody fly with the mindset that there is information everywhere. Let me just go browse here. But really, people are not really maximizing what really this personal development is. Now, personal development helps you to actually know the laws and principles of life. But people pay attention to what book am I reading, what this, without paying attention to the impact those particular resources are going to be in their lives. And that is why they don't have enough reason to actually engage it. So one of the things you need to understand, that personal development is key. It is one of the things that have brought me this far. And I'm just getting started, ladies and gentlemen. So personal development is something that you have to engage. And I'm going to categorize this based on the level where you are. If you are in secondary school, you have to engage personal development 50-50 based on the curriculum, right? You have to engage personal development. 50% of your life should be dedicated to personal development. Why? Because the course you are studying in school is exploring a lot of subjects so that you can be able to find yourself, right? So you need to be able to engage 50% so that you can be able to develop an esteem to succeed in that particular level. If you are in university or college, as the case may be, understand that from university to when you graduate, right? Understand that personal development is on a 70% and your school program is on 30%. I even gave the school too much. You know why? Because people focus on the curriculum that they forget about the structure that equips them to actually live the best of their lives. And so, because their attention is, let me just go to classes, let me just do this, the lecturer is going to do quiz, we are not developing the time management skills, you're not developing the discipline that you are called to do, because your attention is, let me just pass the exam, let me just go to lectures, but when you engage personal development, you know how to align the curriculum of the school to the structure of your life that prepares you for life out there. Oh, I just wish someone is getting what I'm sharing with you right here. I just wish you got this point. This is very deep. You need to actually engage personal development on a percentage level. Understanding the importance and the implication of this thing is going to help you. Because when you graduate, even those companies you want to submit your credentials will ask your level of experience. And most students do ask, where do I get level of experience? It is because you have not been able to enlarge your realm of possibilities, because you're not engaging personal development. You don't have work ethics. That is why even when they employ you, right, you don't perform as well, because it's not necessarily about your credentials, it's about your work ethics to be able to carry out those particular responsibilities that is tied to your position or whatever thing it is in that particular workplace. Do you understand? So when you understand that the essence of that 70% is because you have left secondary school where you are studying a lot of subjects to be able to explore and identify yourself, to studying a lot of subjects in one course. Oh God. So studying a lot of subjects in one course is actually shaping you into being a T-shaped entrepreneur. What is a T-shaped entrepreneur? A T-shaped entrepreneur, T is like this. Here is having a general knowledge that helps you and equip you to be able to focus on the core knowledge of your life. So this is a major skill. This is complementaries. That's why in a course of life, there are a lot of subjects. And that is why when you get into university, you're no longer going to study English education, maths, and all of those subjects. You are going to focus on that particular course of study. But in that particular course of study is now divided into semesters where you have a lot of subjects under that course. And so it's going to teach you focus. But you're not paying attention to all of these things because you're not engaging personal development. So when you are going to better understand what you are being taught in the school when you focus on personal development, so that you develop an advantage or an edge over your peers in order to navigate things in school. Trust me, people who engage personal development are very unique, even in the university. You can ask around and you can start now to pay attention to those sets of persons. Sometimes you call them oversabi, but they know what they are doing. Most of the times they are not even in classes because they are somewhere trying to develop themselves. I'm not encouraging you should be out of class, but what I'm trying to let you know is that when you engage personal development, you can better interpret the curriculum in order to prepare yourself for life out there. All right. The third thing you need to do is to embrace what I call mentorship. Now, in the school of academics, you do not have the privilege and opportunity to choose your teachers because they are already made available. And like I told you, the teachers that you have, most of them are inexperienced and they do not have the capabilities to actually teach you that course you have already identified. Most of them, they don't have experience in that field. They just have the theoretical knowledge to pass it across from one semester and from one year or academic session to another. It's not what you want to depend on. And that's why you need to engage personal development. Because when you realize yourself, what gives you access to the right mentors is because you have been able to identify the course of your life. So when you identify the course of your life, it shows you who has the experience that your teachers in school lack that can help you become that. It will be an augmentation. That's why personal development is 70%, because it's going to create a balance for people who are struggling with balance unnecessarily. This is how. Oh God. So when you embrace mentorship, the mentors are going to be your roadmap. These are the people who have experience in that field. They have been successful every single day. They have been able to achieve a lot of things in that particular field. And you want to have access into their space to see how they have done it. And then when they are teaching you theoretically in school, you can now be able to relate with practical experience. Let me tell you, that thing that you learn in the field, that thing you can see, touch, based on experience, will hardly leave you than what you just read in books and passed the examination. So note this down or write this down, right? In the school of academics, your teachers are made available for you. But in the school of life, you have the total responsibility to choose your teachers. And you choose your teachers wisely by what? Identifying the course of your life. So when you understand this, you will see that they have ripped you up of the opportunity of choosing your teachers. There's nothing you can do about this. That's why you need to focus on that 70% so that you can be able to take charge of your life. So that's where you take control of your life, because life doesn't happen to you, life happens for you. You are just not open enough and aware enough to see the possibilities of where you can take charge. So when you know that in the school of life, I have the total responsibility to choose those who are going to teach me the pathway to what I have identified for myself, then you can go ahead to find those mentors who are experienced that your teachers in school are not. So when you are able to do that, you can now be able to leverage on that, match things. You will see that you are going to have an edge. So when people are saying things, you are coming from a point of conviction. You have seen someone who have done it, and your realm of possibility increases. Your confidence will also increase because you have seen someone do this thing. It's not someone who is saying it. It is someone who have done this thing over and over again, have progressive results reproduced in that particular field. It is the person you want to pay 70% of your attention to, more than what it is that happens in the school program. We have been hypnotized about the programs that are happening in school that we forget to live our own life. The time is now to take charge and take absolute control by engaging these three things that I just shared with you. It is not limited to this, but this is a very good way to start. So you can make a better choice of mentor, like I told you, when you identify the course of your life, because your life is at stake when you are taking that course and you start life afresh because you are confused at some point. And then personal development helps you to build possibilities and ethical values that is needed in the workplace, which is going to give you an edge. And also, mentorship shows you how to win with all of these things, with what you learned in school, with what you learned through people, with engaging personal development. You can now connect the dots, because these mentors are going to compress your trial and error, unnecessary mistakes. That your 10 years hoping on results, right, can be compressed in 10 months if you take action with paying attention to those mentors. I hope this makes a lot of sense to you, because that is why we are building confident global champions, and we are helping them to build strong esteem and credible connections to be able to live their lives and expand and multiply like that which the instruction God has given to us to dominate, be fruitful, multiply, subdue the earth. That is what we are doing right here. And that's why we are building confident global champions. At this point in time, if you don't know how to start and you are still in the position of finding what this is, or you are finding it very difficult to do what I ask you to do, or you still don't know how to find these mentors, you know you really need them right now, type CGC in the comment section, or you click the link in the description of my channel right now if you're watching on YouTube. But if you're watching on Facebook, click that link on my bio. Let's take this thing to a whole new level. And I can't wait to be able to share your testimony to the world. I still remain your friend and your go-to-get edupreneur and networking strategist, Mrs. 𝗟𝗏𝗦𝗂𝗧𝗃. And until I see you again in the next episode of Life Unscripted, don't forget that it's time to live a life you're proud of and not the one people recommend. Because at the end of the day, you are going to answer for yourself. Outside of those people who recommend those things, and you don't want to regret and show God that He made a mistake bringing you into this place. We are all winners. Let's win, and let's not just win. Let's win the right way. Till then, bye for now.